Have you ever stood in the bathroom, looked at the tub or shower, and thought, do I really need to bathe today? If you have, you're not alone. A lot of folks over 70 feel the same way. Maybe your joints ache, maybe your balance isn't quite what it used to be, or maybe you just don't feel like you've been sweating or getting dirty. So you skip a day, then another. And before you know it, it's been a week. Now here's the thing, they don't tell you this part about getting older. We're told to stay active, eat well, and see the doctor regularly. But how often should you actually bathe after 70? Is every day necessary? Or could it actually be too much? You might be surprised to hear this, but what worked in your 30s and 40s doesn't always work the same after 70. Your skin changes. Your immune system shifts. Even the way your body regulates moisture and temperature isn't quite the same. And believe it or not, bathing too often or too little can cause real issues. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So get comfy, maybe grab a cup of tea, and let's gently walk through some of the surprising truths about bathing after 70. Let's start with something most people don't know. Bathing every day might not be good for your skin. In fact, for many older adults, it can do more harm than good. Our skin becomes thinner and more delicate as we age. The natural oils that once kept it soft and smooth, they don't show up as often anymore. So when we bathe too frequently, especially with hot water and soap, we strip away what little protection we have left. That can lead to dry, itchy, flaky skin, sometimes even painful cracks or sores. Think about the last time you stepped out of a hot shower. Did your skin feel tight? Maybe a little irritated? That could be your body's way of saying, hey, slow down. It's not about being unclean, it's about balance. Many dermatologists actually recommend that older adults bathe just 2 or 3 times a week, unless there's been sweating or a medical need to wash more often. And when you do bathe, lukewarm water and a gentle cleanser can go a long way in keeping your skin happy. Now here's something else to consider. When you bathe every day, you increase your chances of falling. I know that might sound unrelated, but hear me out. Getting in and out of the shower or tub is one of the riskiest activities for people over 70. The floor can be slippery, your footing might not be steady, and a moment of dizziness or stiffness can turn a simple rinse into a dangerous situation. Even people who feel generally steady can find themselves surprised by how quickly a slip can happen. You don't have to be frail or old, just a little off balance. That's why fewer bathing sessions each week, with safer setups, like grab bars, non-slip mats, and shower chairs, can reduce your risk and make each bath feel less like a chore and more like a comfort. But let's not forget about the flip side. Not bathing enough can cause its own problems too, especially when it comes to hygiene and self-esteem. Our bodies may not get as dirty as when we were younger and more physically active, but that doesn't mean they don't need care. Sweat still happens. Bacteria still grows. Skin folds, underarms, and private areas can still become irritated or infected if not cleaned regularly. And it's not just about physical health, there's something emotional that happens when we neglect self-care. It's easy to start feeling a little down, even disconnected. You might begin to avoid mirrors, or social outings, or that feeling of freshness you used to enjoy. It sneaks up on you. But taking a warm bath, even just a couple times a week, can lift your mood, ease tension in the body, and bring back a sense of dignity that every person deserves, no matter their age. Another thing that surprises many people? Your nose might not always tell you when it's time for a wash. As we age, our sense of smell often dulls. That means you might not notice odors on your clothes, your skin, or in your home as quickly as you once did. It doesn't mean you're unhygienic, it just means the natural sensors aren't as sharp anymore. Now, this is where family or caregivers can sometimes get involved, and let's be honest, those conversations can feel uncomfortable. Nobody wants to feel like they're being told they smell, or that they're not clean enough. But when bathing becomes part of your personal routine, at your own pace and preference, you get to own that space again. No guilt. No judgment. Just self-respect and comfort. Let me share something I heard from a viewer once, an 82-year-old woman named Helen. She said, "I used to shower every day because I thought I had to. But it made my skin crack, and I dreaded it. Now I bathe twice a week, with a warm cloth wipe in between. And I feel cleaner, calmer, and safer than ever." That stuck with me. Because it's not about what's normal, it's about what works for you. Bathing doesn't need to be a burden. It can be a ritual, a quiet time to care for your body and mind. Even if it's just soaking your feet, wiping down with a warm cloth, or enjoying a lavender-scented sponge bath, those little acts of care make a big difference. And here's a gentle reminder: if you live alone and worry about safety while bathing, there are simple solutions. Medical alert buttons, shower chairs, even handheld shower heads can make things easier. You're not giving up independence, you're gaining confidence. Let's continue this conversation by looking at how bathing affects more than just skin and safety. It also ties directly into your heart health and immunity, and that's where things start to get even more surprising. Watching and feel that these insights are meaningful. Please type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and don't forget to turn on the bell, so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos designed to uplift, inform, and inspire. Your support truly means a lot. It's what keeps us going and allows us to continue sharing thoughtful, helpful content just for you. Now, let's continue this journey together. Now, here's something that might surprise you even more. As we get older, our skin changes, and I'm not just talking about wrinkles. I'm talking about how your skin becomes drier, thinner, and more sensitive. That's why this next truth is so important to understand. Frequent bathing might actually be doing more harm than good. Think about it. When you were younger, your skin could handle a good scrub in some hot water every single day. But now, your skin might not bounce back as easily. Hot water strips away the natural oils that keep your skin hydrated. And when that protective barrier breaks down, you're more likely to experience itching, flaking, or even cracking. It's not just uncomfortable, it can lead to infections, especially if your immune system is weaker. I once spoke with a woman named Linda, 74, who told me she used to shower every single morning, no exceptions. But over time, she started noticing red patches on her legs and arms. Her doctor eventually explained it wasn't an allergic reaction, it was overwashing. She made a simple change. Instead of a full-body shower daily, she started doing what's called a partial cleanse, washing underarms, groin, and feet daily, and doing a full shower 2 or 3 times a week. Within a month, her skin calmed down and the itching stopped. Just like that. So here's something worth remembering: cleanliness doesn't have to mean constant scrubbing. Your body has its own natural balance, and overwashing can throw that off. If you've been bathing every day and noticing dry, itchy skin or tightness after you towel off, it might be time to rethink how often you bathe and how you do it. Now, let's talk about one of the things people rarely bring up: bathing and fall risks. Most of us don't like to admit that we're not as steady on our feet as we used to be. But let's be honest, wet surfaces, slippery soap, lifting your leg into a bathtub, it's a recipe for danger if you're not careful. Did you know that the bathroom is one of the most common places where seniors experience falls? And sadly, many of those falls lead to serious injuries like hip fractures or even head trauma. The simple act of getting in and out of the shower becomes risky, especially if you're living alone. Now, I'm not saying you should avoid the shower altogether. But this is why bath frequency isn't just about your skin, it's about your safety. The fewer times you put yourself at risk, the better. And if you're someone who really enjoys a daily rinse, then safety tools can make all the difference. Things like grab bars, non-slip mats, or a shower chair may not sound glamorous, but they can help you stay independent longer, and that's what truly matters. I once visited my Uncle Jim, who's 81, and I noticed he had a little folding chair in the shower. When I asked him about it, he said, "Oh, that? It's the best thing I ever bought." He told me it lets him take his time, enjoy the warm water without feeling rushed or off balance, and it gives him peace of mind. That peace is priceless, especially when a slippery floor could change your life in a second. Speaking of water, the temperature matters more than you think. You might love that hot, steamy shower. It feels soothing on the muscles, right? But extremely hot water can actually dilate your blood vessels and cause your blood pressure to drop. That lightheaded feeling when you step out of the tub? That's no joke. Especially for those managing high blood pressure, heart conditions, or medications that affect circulation, this sudden change can be dangerous. A warm shower, not hot, just comfortably warm, is much safer. It still relaxes your muscles and eases joint pain, but it doesn't come with that dizzy price tag. Now, let's not forget the emotional side of bathing. For some, a shower isn't just about getting clean, it's a ritual. A way to start the day. A quiet moment of reflection. But for others, especially those dealing with mobility issues or early signs of dementia, bathing can become stressful, even frightening. And if that's the case for you or someone you care about, then adjusting the routine, less frequent full-body bathing, shorter showers, sponge baths, can make it feel less overwhelming while still staying fresh and hygienic. There's also the social side of things. Many seniors worry that if they don't bathe every day, they'll smell bad or people will think they're unclean. But here's the reality: your body doesn't produce the same amount of sweat and oil after 70. Your activity levels are usually lower, your hormones have shifted, and your diet might be lighter. That means you probably don't need to wash as often as you once did. A well-planned bath schedule, say 2 to 3 times a week, with touch-ups in between, is more than enough for most older adults. And you don't have to do it all alone. If bathing has started to feel difficult, whether it's bending, reaching, balancing, or just standing for too long, that's not a sign of weakness. It's just your body saying, let's do this a little differently. That could mean installing a handheld showerhead, sitting down while you wash, or even asking for help now and then. These are smart choices, not signs of failure. When you're 70 or older, the goal is no longer to follow some strict hygiene rulebook. The goal is comfort, safety, dignity, and doing what feels right for your body and your lifestyle. There's no gold star for daily showers if it leaves you dry, dizzy, or in danger. But there's great wisdom in listening to your body, respecting its limits, and finding a rhythm that works for you. And that's the heart of it, isn't it? Taking care of yourself at this stage of life isn't about doing what you've always done. It's about doing what works now, what keeps you safe, comfortable, and confident in your skin. That kind of care? That's real self-respect. Let's keep going. There's more to this story, and a few more things you definitely need to know. You know, as we grow older, life starts teaching us all sorts of unexpected lessons. One of them is this: what used to be a simple, daily routine, like taking a bath, suddenly becomes something we need to think twice about. And not because we don't want to stay fresh or clean, but because our bodies and our needs have changed. Let's talk about another surprising truth that's often overlooked. Hot water may feel soothing, but it's not always your friend. After 70, our skin becomes thinner and loses natural oils more easily. Taking long, hot showers or baths can strip the skin of those oils even faster, leaving it dry, flaky, and even itchy. Some folks notice they're scratching more than usual, especially after bathing. That's not just age, it's likely the hot water. So if you've been wondering why your skin feels more sensitive lately, that could be a big reason. A simple change like lowering the temperature of your water or switching to short, warm showers instead of hot ones can make a world of difference. Then there's the question of safety, and this is something that cannot be overstated. Did you know that thousands of seniors are hospitalized every year due to slips and falls in the bathroom? The combination of water, soap, and smooth surfaces is just plain risky. If you're someone who still enjoys a traditional bath in the tub, that's okay, but make sure you have grab bars installed. Non-slip mats inside and outside the tub, a shower chair, and handheld sprayers can all help reduce the chance of accidents. Taking a bath shouldn't feel like a dangerous mission, it should be safe and enjoyable. And if mobility is a concern, even sponge bathing at the sink can be a good alternative on certain days. Cleanliness doesn't always require a full soak or rinse. Now let's talk about something a little more personal, but important. For many people over 70, especially those living alone, bathing can become a source of anxiety. Whether it's because of fear of slipping, lack of energy, or just the feeling of vulnerability, the thought of getting in and out of the tub can feel overwhelming. If that's ever been the case for you, please know you are not alone. And you are not lazy or giving up if you choose to bathe less frequently than you used to. There's nothing wrong with adapting your routine to match your energy level and comfort. What matters most is staying clean where it counts: underarms, groin, feet, and skin folds. And you don't need a full bath to do that. Now, here's something people rarely talk about: overbathing can actually increase your risk of infection. Sounds strange, right? But it's true. Our skin is covered in good bacteria that help keep bad bacteria in check. When we bathe too often, especially with harsh soaps or antibacterial products, we wash away that protective barrier. The result? Dry, cracked skin that can become a gateway for harmful bacteria, especially in seniors with diabetes or circulation problems. So, believe it or not, bathing less often might actually be healthier for your skin and immune system. Who would have thought? Of course, personal hygiene remains important, especially for emotional well-being. When we feel clean, we feel more confident, more comfortable, and often more socially active. So the key isn't to stop bathing altogether, it's to find a routine that keeps you feeling fresh without putting you at risk. That might mean a full bath twice a week, a quick rinse in between, and a few extra wipes with a warm washcloth on the other days. There's no one-size-fits-all rule here. The right answer is the one that works for your body, your health, and your lifestyle. Before we wrap up, I want to say this: don't let anyone make you feel ashamed about how often you bathe. Your body, your age, and your health are uniquely yours. You've earned the right to adjust your routines in a way that serves you, not the other way around. Listening to your body is not laziness, it's wisdom. It's self-respect. And in many ways, it's one of the most powerful forms of self-care there is. So, to all of you watching, if you've ever second-guessed your bathing habits or wondered if you're doing it right, I hope this has brought you clarity and comfort. You're not alone, and you're not doing anything wrong by adapting to your changing body. That's not weakness. That's strength. If this message has helped you, or if you have your own tips or thoughts about bathing after 70, I'd love to hear from you. Share your experience in the comments. Someone out there might be going through the exact same thing, and your story could be just what they need to hear. And if you found this helpful, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and maybe even share this video with a friend or loved one who could use some encouragement. Here's to living clean, safe, and proud, no matter your age. You've earned it. You deserve it. And you're doing better than you think.